you some basic review of what we taught you in class. Just simple steps that we did in class just to remind you how to Nordic walk. And here it goes. One of the first things that we learned in class was to simply drag our poles at our side. And we do that just so we know that they're nice and light and we're at a 45-degree angle behind our bodies. And then the next step is, remember, we take a nice step with our hand out in front, with our shoulder coming out, with a swing. Just a nice upright position, and you're walking heel to toe. And you're just taking a nice swing out of your shoulder. And every time you go out Nordic walking as a beginner, just simply start with this step of swinging with your hands open. Now when you're ready, you simply loosely grip the poles to continue the pattern. And when you're upward, that's when you begin your push-off. Because when your hands forward, you simply meet the ground and push off with it and bear back. And as a beginner Nordic walker, you will find that you'll be walking such like this pattern here. We call this a stage 1, where we simply have a nice swing in the front and we drop at the side. And then you just go ahead and continue that motion of dropping at the side. And then when you feel more comfortable with your stride length, you will start to move your hand behind your rear. That takes a little effort to do. If you recall in class, what we would do is same side training. We just do one pull, you tuck it, the other one, and you just go like this. Practice with the other side. You can do this for quite a while, maybe 10 minutes on one side. And what that does is it ingrains to you the momentum and is able to push off longer on the pole plant side. So once you accomplish this, you'll be able to Nordic walk with the full extension, what I call a stage 2 Nordic walk, or what is commonly known as the European Nordic walking technique. So that is the techniques that we were learned in class, and I invite you to come to some of the walks. Alright, folks, if you want to try another style of Nordic walking, it's actually balance and mobility walking. It's for those that are not quite ready for Nordic walking, but they still want to use poles to navigate and get around. And all you do in this case is put your foot out and match the opposing pole to that step. And there you are. Okay everybody, this is the grip that you want to maintain on your poles. It's nice and loose. We don't want to death grip it. Nice and loose at all times. Once in a while you can open up your hands just to try something different and to relax your hands. Very important to keep a loose grip. Demonstrate how to put on the rubber feet. When you're walking on asphalt, concrete, or carpeting, you're going to want to wear rubber feet on the sharp part of the pole. So simply find your rubber feet, and they are angled such as they're facing backward to hit the ground. And you simply put them on, just kind of wiggle them on so they're nice and fit. And when you look down the pole, because you have the grip here, if you follow down, you notice that the angle comes back like this. So when we're Nordic walking, you're able to push off the ground. Okay? That's simple how you do it. And when you're not on hard surfaces, you take off your rubber tip, store it away, and then you're walking on surfaces such as grass, wood chips, and so on. Alright, today we're going to show you a little bit about how to set up your adjustable poles. Many of you purchased the 2-part adjustable poles, and some of you may have gotten a 3-part adjustable pole. This is a 2-part adjustable pole from Gabel. And the first thing you want to do is find out what your length should be. In that class we set that up, but you may have forgotten. So simply what you want to do is take your pole. I usually take the meatier section of the pole in my left hand, and I uncork it by loosening it towards me. And I make the pole a little bit taller than I probably would want it to be. Then I simply stand at my side nice and straight, and I gently tap it on the ground until I get to, like a little drop from a 90 degree, as if water could pool down my arm. And that's about where I want it to be. And I'm a 120 centimeter, and that's exactly about where I got it lined up. So all I have to do now is tighten it. Again, it's in the left part of my hand, the meaty section, and then I right it righty-tighty to make it tight. You do not tighten this center flange area. It's just right here. Nice and hand tighten it. It's ready to go. And then you simply take your other pole and do the same thing. And all you have to do is really match them up so they're the same height. And the next thing to talk about is how to set your straps. And remember, they're marked left and right, R and L. So we're going to show you a left hand. So you simply just put your hand through the strap like that. There's a little opening for your thumb. And you just fasten on the Velcro so it's nice and comfortable. And you want your glove and hand to be nice and positioned well where it's not rubbing. This model has a system where you can pop out of it, take your opposing thumb, press down, and pull away. The other feature that it has is a tab that opens up. So you can get more fabric down the shaft of the tab so you have more room in your thumb finger area. And also that's very nice for gloves. You simply close that up after you've adjusted it. And this is the right way up for the flange to be seated back into the slot. And it clicks back into position, and you're ready to go. Hi, now we're going to talk about how you go up and down hills. It's really pretty simple. One of the main things to focus on is that you're going to use the hill to your advantage and lean into the hill with a slightly bent knee, and also you're going to really go heel to toe and use your poles to propel you up. Take a watch. Go down a hill. It's a little trickier. If you feel your footing is good enough to go up and down hills, you should try this. Otherwise, maybe you want to stay away from hills. But simply what you want to do is you lower your center of gravity as you're going down the hill with a little bit more of a bent knee. And your heel goes into the earth first when you make your step. To go down a hill is to put your poles more out in front of you, a little off to the sides. Just kind of pick your way down the hill. And that's really good for maybe a steeper hill. But I'll demonstrate here. We have one more way to get down a hill, and this is a Z-shaped pattern down a hill. And this is especially good for really steep hills. Here we go. Alright, this is how you snap out of the Gabelle adjustable poles that have the orange button on top. Some have black buttons. Majority have orange. You just simply push down and you pull out. And now your hand's free. So you can do things such as blow your nose or just to be off your poles in a quicker fashion. The next thing I will show you is how to make it so it's more comfortable in this area. If it's too tight, how can you make more fabric here? Simply, it's easy to do with your glove off. So I have the other one off, and I will show you. You just simply pop open the back side of the tab, and you simply move this fabric up or down as need be. And some of these have 5 slots, and there's other models that have 3. So you just slide up and down as you like, and just fasten the fabric back on those slots. Close it down, and all you have to do then is simply pop it back onto either pole. The poles are interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which one you pop it back into, but this is up, and you simply slide her back in and click it, and you're ready to go. Poles are non-adjustable. They come in 5 centimeter increments. This particular one is a 120 centimeter pole, and it comes with a glove that does not have the pop-out feature, but it is totally adjustable in terms of its fit. Again, you simply would put your hand in through that thumb hole, and again it has Velcro, and you would secure that nice and comfortable. And then you want to make sure that this is comfortable, so you want to be in a position that you're not pinching. That's pinched. You want to back it off a little bit, so there's probably a 1/4 inch of slack in there. And then you're going to see this little plastic part here that's going to fit into the well of the grip. And you simply pull up or down on the fabric, and you take that little plastic piece and you just snug it down into the well. Make sure it's secure, and here you're ready to go.